Hi everybody, it's Jamie with Jamie's Realistic Life. If you're new here, welcome. My channel is all over the place. I need to give y'all a backstory of the reason why we were at the VA yesterday. A lot of people says, I hope your son gets better. I hope they find out what's going on. When Michael will be 22 the 13th of this month. Well, when he graduated high school, he went into the Army. That was his dream. That's what he wanted to do. And we do come from a long line of military in my family and my husband's family. So, he just wanted to keep the tradition going. About the 5th week of basic training, he was on the course. And, they have that 12-foot wall that they've got to climb up and then go down the other side. Well, he got to the top of it and his rifle strap got caught. Well, this child holding on with one hand, I know I'm using my hands to talk, I do that a lot. Holding on with one hand, and his other hand, he was trying to get it loose so he could get down and catch up with his buddies. Well, about the time, from what he said, when he reached up to grab the strap to let it loose, he lost his grip and he fell on his left hip. Well, of course, falling that far, it knocked the breath out of him, so he was just laying there. He said, "Mom, I thought I was dead. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't catch my breath." He said finally when the drill sergeants got over there, there was like 4 altogether because there was 4 teams running. And the one, all of them was saying, get up, get up, get up, you gotta go, you gotta go. Well, this one told him, said, "Look, Barker, you take your time, and he got on to the other drill sergeants. He said, "Look, this kid just fell 12 feet. So Michael, being as stubborn as Michael is and determined, once he caught his breath and got his bearings about him, he got up and started running, trying to catch up to his team. Well, from what they had told me, about a mile down from where he fell, he passed out. And the next thing, he said, "Mom, the next thing I know, I was at the hospital getting x-rays and MRIs and CTs and all this." Well, come to find out, this poor child, when he fell, he fractured his left hip. He had stress fractures in his left femur and his left leg all the way down to his ankles. He was just covered with stress fractures. His right side femur, he had fractures, and he blew out his right knee while he was trying to run. He was putting all of his weight on his right side, so he blowed out his right knee. So they get him to the hospital. He's in there. He has no communications with me, but the nurse calls, and this is the catcher. She calls me and she says, "Miss Barker, we have your son here in the hospital. He's stable, and we will give you progress reports as it goes on." I started asking questions, what's wrong, what happened, and she kept saying, "I cannot disclose that information. I cannot disclose that information." Well, finally she hangs up. Here I am. This is my last child. This is my baby boy, and the only thing I know is he's stable. Okay, did he get shot? Did a grenade blow up? Does he have his arms? Does he have his legs? Everything's going through my mind. Well, I'm panicked, and I'm trying to get a hold of my husband, and I can't get a hold of him. So I call my son, who is in the Air Force, and he was at Shaw in South Carolina, and Michael was at Benning in Georgia. So Thomas goes and asks his commander, "Hey, do you know anybody down at Benning that can give me an update on my baby brother? Because, my mom just got a phone call. He's been hurt. we don't know what's going on with him. So he says, sure, let me see what I can find out. Well, he knew somebody that was down there, and he called and he said, hey, look, we're trying to find out information on this kid. Can you give us, can you check and see and let me know? So anyway, Thomas found out more information than I could, which that's when they told us, what all was wrong with him and everything, and said, he's okay. He's just got a lot of fractures. So this was in early October when this happened, because he went out in September. It was the mid of October. So anyway, from mid-October until the last of November, I only got to talk to my child twice. And it was brief. And I thought, okay, you're all not going to let me talk to my child. I will find out one way or the other. So, if you ever have this problem, get a hold of your senator and your House of Representative, and they will make sure that you get in contact with your child. So, one day, out of the blue, I get this phone call, and it's Michael, and he said, Mom, what did you do? And I said, what do you mean, what did I do? What did I do? And he said, the drill sergeant came in here with my phone and told me to call my mama because the generals was getting on his ass. Sorry. I said, well, need be. I said, but look, if this causes you any problems, because I got a hold of them to find out what was going on with my child, you let me know, and I'll make sure that there's an investigation down there from what I've been hearing. Which, you hear a lot of things, and you can read between the lines and letters. So anyway, this is what they was going to do. They told him, hey, here it is. We're going to send you home for 6 weeks, let you recruit. You can come back, finish where you left off at. Michael said, that's great. That's fine. It's what Michael wanted to do. Well, then the other doctors down there said, no, look, it's going to take at least 6 months to a year for this child to heal. Well, once they told Michael it'd be 6 months to a year, he said, I'm not waiting. He said, just discharge me. Let me out. So that was the first part of November. They started doing all that. He got a medical discharge. So and it was honorable discharge. So, that didn't hurt him. But they did, they gave him a discharge. And then when he got back, that's when he got in with the VA. And the VA said, look, you're disabled. You're not going to be able to work because of the way that the fractures happen. Oh, yeah, and he had a fracture in the lower lumbar. So he can't lift nothing heavy because he's in a lot of pain. So that is the story, the reason why I was at the VA yesterday with my son. And with all that went on, he does have depression and anxiety issues. And it's just been a rough road for him for the last few years, because he's always been active, and it crushed his dream, because that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to be in the Army. He wanted to take care of himself. He wanted to be able to retire and have his dreams got crushed. So that put him in a depression, and I'm sorry, I'm at the ATM. I got to put money in the bank to cover some bills. And, yeah, that's the reason why I was at the VA yesterday. So with that said, guys, I'm going to jump off here, drop this money in here, and go to work. I'll see you guys later. Bye.